Hello everybody, how you doing? I hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. I will apologize to my regulars. This video is going to be a lot tonally different than my other ones because usually I'm a goofy haha, I play video games guy. But today, unfortunately, I did lose a family member, albeit not one I was very close to, who it was an estranged uncle. I say estranged, but it was just my cousin's uncle, you know. Yeah, unfortunately he passed away last night. And I have a lot of I personally don't have a lot of emotions tied in to him as a person. If anything, only sadness I feel myself is kind of empathically with my cousins, who are essentially my older sister and my younger brother, respectively. I just want to come on here and just talk about how, you know, drugs are bad, okay? And I genuinely, like, if one person can listen to the fat man on the internet tell you not to do drugs and you can avoid the temptation, your life will be significantly better. Speaking as a kid who grew up with one of my parents being lost to drugs, not dead, but just, you know, I did not have a mother for about 50% of my childhood, give or take. And my cousins, they didn't have a mother or a father for most of their childhood. They were raised by our grandparents. I was thankful enough to have a father who did not get caught up in all that, who prioritized me raising his child, and had the strength and willpower to not get lost in the respective sauce. Now, I'm not someone who has done drugs, okay? But speaking from my experience as a child who grew up around that, I spent a lot of time in this very house. This was actually the drug house. You know how I called this house back in my earlier cooking videos the crack house. This is the crack house. I mean, they were growing pot in the attic. They were doing crack on a couch in this very room. I have very traumatic memories of being around these people and or getting shoved into the back farthest room of this house and being locked away for a day or two. And my dad unfortunately having to come and be like, yo, I'm taking my kid back. You can't have him around these people. And it's just like, I understand some people, you know, they get hooked and they just can't get off it, which is why I'm here trying to just make my case as to just never even try it. Like, hand to God, okay, I've tried pot, okay? Obviously, I've drank before, but if I can be honest, okay, it's not all that great, okay? I've gotten to the point with alcohol where I drink it and then I go, I would just rather drink a Dr. Pepper. It's about a, you know, tit for tat. I can drink a ton of calories, or I can drink something that doesn't taste as good, and sure, it'll make me feel loopy for a little bit, but I don't enjoy drinking it, so like, what's the point? And with weed, I mean, the last time I smoked it was in a college dorm room in a shower with 4 other fat people, and it was a miserable experience, and I didn't even get high. So it's like, I'm good. I'm good to stay clean. Like, yeah, I'll recreationally like drink it like a Mike's Hard, or if you can make a good mixed drink, sure, I'm down. Thankfully, I'm not someone who gets like addicted to that sort of stuff. I've already got my crack. Obviously, you know, that is my drug. Now, albeit it might be as bad as say heroin or meth or anything like that, but I'll tell you one thing, okay? And this is statistically proven, unfortunately, with my family. When you do drugs, you don't last as long. I've lost 2 uncles to drugs. And my father, probably watching this video, he's a big man. He drinks a lot of soda. But you know what? He's here. He's here and he's still kicking. Because, like, think of this. Both these uncles, okay, my little brothers and my older sister, they have no father. My little brother was in his teenagers. Like, he was a teen. He wasn't even in his 20s. And he lost his father to drugs. My 2 cousins are only in their early 20s. And they've now lost their father to drugs. Think about that. They have to spend 80% of their life without a, like, grandfather for their kids or a father figure. Like, they have to, like, the only father figure they have had has been our grandfather, who thankfully has stuck around and is like, he's the man, okay? Albeit a bit of a workaholic, okay? He spends a lot of time at work, so like, you know, he was there, but he also spent majority of his days at work. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not an educated person, okay? All right, I say that. I got an associate's degree in science, but like, this is not me coming in with like facts and stuff. I'm really just rambling, because I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired of the people I love, like, just getting caught up in it, you know? Thankfully, I don't think any of the rest of the family is gonna get caught up in it, because all of the grandchildren, we grew up seeing our parents in those miserable states, and we all kind of collectively have, like, drugs are just not it, you know? I can probably get about the same amount of satisfaction smoking meth or something as playing a video game. Honestly, probably much more, because I don't lose my teeth or hair. Oh, okay, well, discredit both those, because that, I mean, but that's not cause video games, that's cause genetics. I apologize if I'm like cutting jokes. That's how I deal with trauma, guys. I smile and I laugh, because I had a lot of trauma growing up, and if I didn't cope with it, then I probably would not be here today, because Lord knows it was rough. It was rough them elementary and middle school years. But thankfully, both my mom and my aunt found Jesus, and they've since rehabilitated. They are now in everybody's lives, and I am very blessed that they came around. And it's just a shame that neither of my uncles can now no longer even get redemption, be it and with the spirit or with their children, you know? That's like the worst part about it. They've gone and died off and left their kids with an open wound that can never close, really. Like, that's like the worst thing I feel like you could do as a parent. Like, I apologize. Between me getting a little sad and my allergies, my throat's a bit rough. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's different, you know. I'm not a father, so I can't speak on it. But I like to think that if I ever had the chance to have a son or a daughter, that my entire life would become devoted to making sure they have a better life. Like my life ends, okay? The Calvin life ends. I am purely parent Calvin for the rest of my life. All my effort goes solely into making sure that my kid lives a good life. Now maybe that's just because I've had a traumatic childhood, and I understand how it feels to not have both parents growing up. But that's like if I ever am blessed to have a child, you can bet your sweet bippy that I'm giving 110% to that kid every single day. I'm sacrificing all of my free time to make sure that kid is good. Double shifts, if I got it, I got it. That kid wants to go to some really expensive college, well, sucks. I guess I'm picking up another job. It's like, I don't know, man. Albeit they were, nah. I have a real bad habit, okay, of trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes some people just do not deserve it, unfortunately. But yeah, I do apologize. I know this was a bit of a little rant. I know I'm all over the place, but it's a topic I wanted to come talk about because, like I said, I'm experiencing it, and this is like a pseudo vent because, like I said, I didn't have much stake in the losing of the uncle, other than seeing my little brother, who is my cousin, basically, gearing up and having to go home from work today, which the fact that he showed up to work at all was ridiculous. He literally showed, nobody told me, okay? Nobody told me that my uncle had passed away until 8 o'clock this morning, after my cousin had been working for like 2 hours. And I had to be like, yo, man, why are you at work? You should not be here. Please go home. And then thankfully my boss sent him home. But it's like, it's just crazy, man. I'm just so sick of drugs just ruining people's lives. Like, there's no real benefit, really. I don't think. I don't see how you could like it's just getting addicted to the stuff. But it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a very educated man. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude on the internet who plays video games. And sometimes, you know, I get fed up with a topic and, you know, I want to talk a little bit about it. As maybe somebody was in the same situation as I am. Maybe somebody is in the same situation I once was. Maybe somebody sees it coming up and then be like, hey, I resonate with this guy. Maybe he had some points. Maybe maybe one person watched this and goes, maybe, you know, maybe I want to be a good parent and I'm not going to get lost. But yeah, I do apologize. I promise you, I'm gonna make a couple more videos, maybe today. I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I walked over 10 miles today, and as a fat man, that's a lot. You know what? I will. I'm gonna make at least one more video today, and we're gonna have a nice smile video. It's not gonna be a somber topic like I'm talking about today. I'll probably play some Fallout London for like 30 or 45 minutes, and we'll have a good time. Thank you for everybody watching me. I hope my message at least resonated with somebody. I hope if you've been affected by drug use that you're able to move on and you can recover. Like I said, that's about as much as I can wish. Honestly, I felt like when I was typing to both my cousins, get well soon, I felt like it didn't really fit. And I couldn't really come up with something to tell them. So I ended up just saying, I love you. If you need me, you know how to get in contact with me. And I hope you, like, you know, start feeling better. I didn't say start feeling better. I just forget the last part. But like, all you can be for people that like unfortunately end up in those scenarios is just kind of be there to try to support them. It's like you can't really force them to kick the habit. Like, speaking from my like what happened with my family, both our mothers had to go to jail and then be rehabilitated, and sometimes that takes multiple jails. Say what you feel about our jail system, it does sometimes work, and my family is living proof of that. And I am blessed every single day to have a mother that's able to come and visit me and hang out with me and have good times with me, and that thankfully was not taken from me by the stupid drugs that plague our streets. That's it. If I feel like if I keep going, eventually I'm going to make myself get a little teary-eyed and then I'm going to lose it. So I'm going to go. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Hope you all have a fantastic week. And yeah, thank you all. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for listening. Bye.